Hi everybody, we're talking about face-to-face versus online or digital engagements. For me as a sensory root, which means I have low sensory thresholds, I prefer online or digital engagements, especially when it comes to work-related tasks or work meetings. You see, my auditory and visual senses are easily overloaded, which means especially towards the end of the day, it's easier for me to have more control as you do on a Zoom or a Teams call. You can set your volume lower, you can mute people, you can mute yourself, you can use earphones to block out other sounds, different to in an open plan office or in the office where there would be a lot of background noise. Also with visual, you have the option or the opportunity to choose whether you want to have a gallery view where you can see everybody's faces, or whether you have a single view, a speaker view, where you only see the person that's speaking at that stage. So you really have a lot of control to manage your environment, your digital environment. I think one other thing that people often say about digital is that you can't really read body signs. Up to a certain point I agree, but I also disagree, because for me personally, it's actually easier sometimes to read people's facial expressions on Zoom or on Teams, on any digital meeting, digital platform. You really can zoom in and you can really have a look at what the nuances is and what the person's face is saying. For social gatherings, and especially if it's smaller groups, I have to admit I prefer face-to-face. Look, with COVID came the whole social isolation dilemma, and all of us suddenly jumped onto WhatsApp calls and Zoom calls to meet up with family and friends. And yes, if someone lives far away, obviously that is a wonderful way to communicate and to keep that engagement going. But if it's someone that's close by, I have to say, for social, for friends, for family, I do still prefer face-to-face, because you really then get that social interaction, that contact, that even though if you have low sensory thresholds and especially low touch thresholds, you do have your big bubble around you and your big space around you, we do still need that human connection. So for me, with low sensory thresholds, when it comes to work commitments and work engagement, preferably online, but when it comes to family and friends, I prefer face-to-face. Let us know what your preferred method is. Goodbye.